Welcome to the next episode of the CNC build. So, looks like there was no water coming out of any leaks here. There was obviously still the leaks there that I need to sort out, so I've got some new thread tape for that. Yeah, so I'm going to clean up the bench, and I've got the 3D printer going with a part for the machine. I'll show you how I did the CAD and slicing on Prusa Slicer for that. And I'm going to silicon around the edges of the CNC machine enclosure, and yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. Right, let's get to it. Fusion 360 model. So basically this is a coolant ring that I'm going to use on the CNC machine. So I've ordered these parts, I'll show them now, from Alibaba. They're little coolant nozzles, so don't know how many I'll use. I guess I need to experiment a bit, and what I'm thinking about doing here is making this from ABS on the 3D printer and try it out. I don't have the nozzles yet, and so I need something to hold the air as well. So I'm thinking what I'll do is just make something for now, and then I can run coolant and air and aim that. So I can either set up something quite elaborate like this, where I have multiple exit points with a something like a duct system inside the ring, or I can just have a clamp with an angled bracket, just adjustable bracket on the side. File new design. Okay, so I've got those modelled up, and yeah, I put little chamfers in different places so that I didn't have to add supports. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's a good lesson to learn if you're sort of new to 3D printing, or if you're new to designing your own models for 3D printing, is if you don't want to use supports, you can't have a fillet facing down. If you don't know what I mean, just sort of look at it and think about it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. If because it creates an overhang, immediate overhang. It's close to being 180 degrees. So the easiest way to fix that is just to add a chamfer instead. Once you're going up at 45, then you can fill it. Generally, it's okay to do that. As far as aesthetics, I mean, what's going on here? This has crashed or something. There we go. So I want to see what I mean here. So I've got this left side here, that's a chamfer, so it's like 45 coming up and then curves around. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the way I designed this as well is that the chamfers will act as little stoppers to stop the rotation going past 45. And I've designed it so that that will be if you're facing it out the wrong way, so it won't matter anyway. So as far as curving the coolant in towards the spindle, that'll be the nice curved surface there, and yeah, that should work nicely. So anyway, let's face that face down with the chamfer side down, and then the same on this other part here. Let's see, I'll just have to move it so I can see which one it is. Alright, so that's chamfer there. Hey look, we might be able to even put one part inside the other, that'll be cool. I think I've done this before. So yeah, I can put one part inside the other, and they'll print, and that'll be nice. And what I might do is turn these around so that I can see how badly the horizontal axis holes print. See, the thing is with this, yeah, sometimes you can get away with doing horizontal holes like that. In my experience, yeah, once they go above sort of 3 to 4 millimeters, then you start getting little dags and things inside, and it won't bridge easily. Also depends on how big the print is. If there's time for the layers to cool and add more filament to, then you'll get away with it. This is a fairly small print, so I'm expecting there to be a fair bit of bad bridging in these holes, and all you have to do is drill it out. You know, that's the easy solution, is just get a drill of the size of the hole and drill through, and it just cleans it up. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's a solution that works. It's not necessarily the best solution or a great solution, but it works. And you know, if you're trying to do perfect you know, professional prints to a certain spec, that probably wouldn't be acceptable. Maybe, yeah, you'd have to add supports, and I guess then the only place that it would add supports would be in there, and then you could just they could remove that. For my purposes, that'll be totally fine. And something else you might have noticed is I added little unsymmetrical chamfers in the tube parts here. So when I'm pushing the tubes in, that'll help me get the tube started going into these holes, because they're basically the same size as the OD. And then, you know, in real life, nothing's ever perfect size, so yeah, that'll probably be pretty tight. But anyway, let's slice it. What am I going to slice it to? This needs to be fairly strong. It's pretty much more of like a temporary test thing, like I'm just using this until I get my proper coolant ring set up, so still needs to be fairly decent. Yeah, CNC Kitchen did some good proof of concept stuff where you have more shells and less fill, and it's quite strong, so we'll stick with that. 0.2 layer thickness, yeah, that's going to be good. So it's 0.2 layer thickness, 20% 3D honeycomb, 4 perimeter on ABS, and that's just the standard eSun ABS. I recommend the ABS Pro Plus. I've had better results with that, and if you can use ABS, you definitely need some sort of heated build chamber, but don't tell Stratasys because that's against their patent. But if you're not selling them, it's okay. Slice now. Yeah, looks good. Alright, as you can see, I've got that little skirt. What is it, the brim? I've got the brim on, which is sort of not, yeah, it's like a compromise between having no raft and having a raft. Yep, so it's only going to take 2.5 hours. That's cool. So I'll be able to use this today. I'll start printing that. While that's printing, I'll go and I actually need to silicon up the edges of around the CNC machine so that water doesn't leak out, and yeah, we'll have a look at that. Alright, I've got the bench cleared. That 3D print has just finished, so we'll check that out, and then I'll silicon around the CNC enclosure. Let's have a look. Hi, Ken from Make Tech here. Oh man, I cracked myself up. Anyway, I'm going to clean out this machine. So I don't know how well that's going to show through the acrylic, but yeah, so that's a clear wet area silicone that I'm going to use, and I actually have already used something on here but it didn't hold, and so I thought I'd better let everyone know so that they don't make the same mistake. And that is the new to me, clear liquid nails. So it lost its bond to the black gloss paint on the steel. The reason I think that happened is because the temperatures were changing. That made the materials, the two different materials, change size at different amounts, and then they just sort of popped off the paint. That's a bit of a life story about what happened with that, but now I've got to fix it. So we'll try silicone. You know, silicone should be fine. I don't know why I didn't use silicone in the first place. I just thought I'd try something different, and there you go. So we'll learn something now. So back to silicone. Okay, so while that silicone's setting, I will redo the thread tape on these guys because that's leaking. I don't know which one it is, so I'm just going to have to redo all of them from the filter into the tank, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, that's alright. And now I've got this premium grey seal thread tape, so I'm not sure what's premium about it, but hopefully it will do the job and we'll be all happy with no leaks. Alright, let's do it. Right, we'll leave it there for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Please consider subscribing if you want to keep up to date with my progress with all my builds, tech tips and other upcoming videos. So for now I'm just going to let this silicone set, and then I can run the hose through and plumb it all in, and then yeah, I can actually start doing some serious machining with this. It'll be really awesome. So as far as this thing goes, that's just a bit of a something to get me through for now until I come up with a ring around here with all the nozzles. I ordered some nozzles on Alibaba, I showed them before. So that'll be pretty cool when they rock up, and then I can either blank out the ones I don't want, or I can run, potentially I could run all, I'll probably use 8, I think 10's a bit excessive, but anyway, we'll look at that coming up, and yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Cheers, bye.